That's fast for her.
No, this is part of the training grant that we're on.
Okay.
So there's, we're required to do interventions, we're also required to do consultation.
Okay.
So, anyway, I can't remember where we left off exactly, but here is some data that you put together. The first page is the class-wide data from the winter benchmark.
So that's the benchmark we gave to the whole class at the beginning this year.
Was it? I think it was February.
February.
Yeah, and the mean for the class is 17.9, so basically 18 words correct. And so, you can see that a lot of the members a lot of the people that are in our group are still, below that average, but a couple of them are actually getting pretty close. Yeah, like Jessica and Nancy are right around where they should be, or in comparison to the class.
Wonderful. Jessica in particular, she's also an English learner.
Oh, she is?
So
Yeah.
This is her third year, I believe. So
Oh,
she's
okay.
doing quite well.
She is, and she's very attentive, and she's really easy to work with. Yeah, we like her a lot. So that's the first page. On the second page, you can see their scores on the probes. We gave them 2. So it's words correct, and then the errors. And we're focusing on the words correct. That's sort of what that's what we focus on. But the errors is also important to look at too. Like, for example, Wilbur, on the last progress monitoring probe we gave him, which was I think a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
Ivan said that he got like 21 words correct, but he got like 25 errors. So that tells us that he's rushing and he's not really thinking, and I'm sure you know that. And we did talk to him about it today. So it's useful data, for multiple reasons. And it's quick. They're just 3 minutes, so it doesn't take a lot of instruction time, which is nice. Then on the third page, you can see this is half of the group. So this is Viviana, Nancy, and Jessica, and then the X indicates the class average. So as you can see, Viviana is still quite far below where she needs to be, and it does indicate in the graph that she's made some progress. But the thing about this particular measure is it's do you have a probe handy actually?
Yes, I do.
They're given 3. We've showed it to you before, but they're given 3 options. It's almost like a multiple choice. So even if she has no idea and she's just circling random answers, like she's getting them right a third of the time.
This is the maze comprehension probe we give. So they get a selection of 3 words that they can choose from, and they can choose the most appropriate word that fits with that, that makes sense with that sentence. And with Bibiana especially, she randomly searches words.
Yeah, which is it should be, it is expected. We are finding though that she is, probably going to need more than even just our small group intervention. Even though we're doing an intensive intervention, she, because she's so new to the country and her English is still so limited, she might need something even more like awesome. Has she ever had? Do you know if she's ever had an SST or anything like that?
Well, I don't think that learning the language is something that we start an SST for. But the only problem that we have in the school is that we got rid of the program that addressed the students. We had a program for newcomers a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay.
And they got that program. So right now, this is the best thing to do for Viviana.
Okay.
I mean, this class is not designed to learn language. It's
Right.
designed to read.
Right.
And she's going to have a hard time, unfortunately. But there's nothing else we can afford.
Right.
We can provide as a school.
Okay.
And right now we have, for instance, I don't know if you noticed, but I have Swiss Flores, and she tends to work a lot with the one-on-one. So
Oh, that's really
she's
good.
getting a lot of help.
Yeah, it definitely seems like she can benefit from that. And she, Mr. Silva actually gave her an oral reading fluency probe in Spanish today. And
Yes.
do you want to talk about how that went?
A while back we did oral reading fluency with the students in our group, and we tried doing oral reading in English with Viviana, and that was just very difficult. So we consulted with our professor, and we tried to do problem solving, in which we decided that let's see what her oral reading fluency in Spanish is, just because we think it would be cool if we could do oral reading fluency. today I started with the seventh grade code. She got more like about 19 wrong off the bat, and I asked her what grade did she finish in Mexico, and she said that she ended it, she did fourth grade there and moved here to the U.S. So I gave her a whole reading for Spanish for the fourth grade, and on the first one she got 13 wrong, which is too much. So that's considered frustration level for her. So I didn't have any other ones below the fourth grade, but I do plan to give her some third, second, and more, and if I need to, first grade girls, but I can tell that she is struggling even in Spanish with her fluency.
Yeah, and that is a big issue with a lot of more newcomers. You know, sometimes they come from schools in Mexico that they were not the best schools in the world. So as it is, they're lacking those skills in their native language. And when they come here and they start a new language, they kind of, you know, they're more of at a disadvantage. So these are deep issues that we have with these kids.
Yeah.
Like I told you before, in this school we have about maybe, I want to say, 15 kids like that. And unfortunately, we do not have anything to help them with now. And we raised this concern with our administration, and what we've been told is that they can go to another school or they provide services within the district. And, but as an educator, you will see this. There's only so much you can do as an individual.
Yeah.
It's like it's
Requires
really
a lot
hard
of
to
resources.
accommodate everybody. So we just try our best.
Yeah. We definitely really want to help Viviana however we can. We're going to discuss with our professor, and we actually met with Dr. Bender, who's from the district last week. And one of the things she said is if the group is, if we don't want her to be frustrated, and we are reading text that's kind of challenging, and she doesn't seem to be totally engaged, and we don't want her to feel like we don't want to feel worse about her abilities. So that's something we're gonna consult with our professor and see. But like, do you think having her in the group has been helping her, or do you feel like it might be better for her to just be in class and working one-on-one with Miss Flores?
Well, it seems that from what I gather from this listening to you, is that the strategies you guys are trying to really addressing her problems, right?
Yeah.
So I think it would be a better idea for her to use it.
Okay.
So we'll note that. Thank you for that.
Nancy and Jessica, on the other hand, are just really improving. They're really great, really easy to work with. So we're gonna see how they did. We gave them another progress monitoring pro today, so we're gonna see how they did on that one. If they continue to improve, then the idea of these groups is that they should be fluid.
Okay.
So kids, once they're where they should be and they're at the class average or above the class average, as these girls are, they're right around there. We want to have them back in classroom, doing Read 180 or doing whatever you guys are doing.
Yeah, sure.
And we'd love to take in a couple more kids who are starting to slip. So that's the idea. Is we want to be serving where the most need is. So like for example, I think like Gus and
So we said Gus was one of them, and then
Jose.
Jose, yes.
Yeah, so we noticed that they didn't score as high on these probes, and again, they might have just been.
I think it was at least for Gus, it was probably one of those days for me. He was quite high.
Okay.
He's one of my highest readers.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah.
We have Jose right here. So
Maybe Jose, he needs a lot of one-on-one. He's definitely someone who would benefit.
okay.
Okay.
So we'll note him.
Well, I have a new boy. I just got him.
Mhm.
What's his name?
His name is Cesar Flores. You haven't tested him. So he's someone that he might benefit from
Okay.
Okay.
this kind of thing.
And he's in your class now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so maybe what we'll do is have our co-dyad give him a few probes tomorrow and see, and then that way.
Yeah, he's also very, very nice.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
So that's those three. So any so Viviana, we'll talk about just moving her out of the group, and then Jessica and Nancy want to see how they did on this pro today, and if they did well, then we'll have them come back into class. Then on the last page, we have the second half of the group. These are the boys.
The very back.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Right.
So we have Roger, Giovanni, and Wilbur here. Giovanni was absent one of the days, so we actually only have one data point for him, but he is still below the class average, and we'll know more today looking at his score. He seemed pretty excited about the cookies, so hopefully he worked hard and got a good score. Roger is, he's still, I know you've said that a lot of it is motivation for him.
Yes.
So what kinds of things do you think we can motivate? If that is the issue, and that's why he's not.
He likes lots of positive
Okay.
reinforcement.
Yeah, we noticed that
Little
about him too.
things.
Yeah. Last week he was great. He was
Yeah.
so he participated, he answered so many questions, and we kept saying, this is so great. You're really...
He has his really good days and he
Yeah.
has his really bad days. So,
So we'll definitely keep working on that.
yeah.
And then Giovanni, like you said, we're kind of waiting to see how he did on his code today, but he participates really hard. He seems to have some self-attribution. He'll read and he'll say I suck at reading.
Yeah,
So he kind of has some negative self-talk going on, which we're trying to kind of say, no, we're reading text that's kind of hard and.
Well, there's an issue that we have with the students, because they didn't have a label. That's really the main thing. They didn't have that confidence.
Yeah.
They truly believe that they're less capable than
Yeah.
the kids.
That's hard.
So that's something that.
I think we're working with them to try to get them to be more engaged. That's something that has been being looked at trying to get them to enjoy reading and not think of themselves as being anyway or anything special. Because some of these texts are hard.
Of course.
So I think we really want to see is so that's something we bring note of.
And then Wilbur is, he's also proving, we did mention that he does make a lot of errors, so we're trying to, it was really interesting today when our group, we kind of said, we've been noticing that, it seems like you guys might be kind of rushing a little bit on the tests, and I was I'm not going to say who, I was just all of them as a group, but Wilbur, I was just that's me. So he knows that about himself, which is good. So he just needs to slow down a little bit. But so I'd like to keep Giovanni, Roger, and Wilbur in the group for now. Do you agree with that?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Great. So then that's our small group, and we've been in here and observed your instruction, and just really admire a lot of things that you do in here. Really like how you encourage the kids to participate, and you give them a lot of opportunities to respond, which is really good, keeps them engaged, and I feel like you give really good corrective feedback, which is really good because they need that. Like you said, they already kind of have that chip on their shoulder about being in a very ready class, so that's really important. And the directions are always really clear and concise. And when you define words, it's clear and simple language, which is something we've also tried to do too. We're teaching them vocabulary, just because some of these words are hard, and it doesn't make it easier to give them a long, convoluted definition. We have noticed some of the students who are quieter, because this is there's a lot of big personalities in this class, and a lot of kids who do need a lot of attention for their behavior. We do notice that and this is just what I've observed, it seems like some of the students who are a bit quieter might kind of get lost, but they, especially some of the girls who just don't, they just don't speak up as much. So I don't know, what do you think about that?
Well, I count them, I use my cards, so I try to keep it random so everybody will be on their toes.
That's good.
And another thing that we try is to listen to their share. At least when they don't share, they can share with somebody else. That's something they
That's really good.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of it is just the product of who's in the class, so it's not necessarily
yes, of course. And we have some shy girls, such as Nancy, Jessica, are shy.
Yeah.
He rarely speaks.
Yeah.
We need to,
Yeah.
get him out, get it out. So,
Yeah.
it's just giving them opportunities to, I guess, to verbalize. I don't know if you noticed, but I also try to give them lots of sentence frames
Yeah.
so they can verbalize,
Uh-huh.
their response.
Yes, I have noticed
That
that.
kind of gives them confidence to it.
That's good. And I really like how you'll explain the purpose and the value behind everything you're doing, because I think that's another thing in middle school. Their attitude towards school is not always the best, but you always kind of say, well, this is making you a better reader. Predictions, or research shows that making predictions helps you understand the text better. So I think that's really good.
Well, I have an elementary background.
Oh,
Most
really?
of my experience is elementary.
Oh, cool.
And it's funny that you mentioned that because when I came here, I didn't realize that it seems to me that a lot of us try to just we leave the kids on their own. We don't provide as much guidance as we should.
Yeah, like they should get it by now or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which they're still quite young.
Yeah, they
still
are.
kids
Yeah.
and difficult. And I don't know if you noticed too, but when do you guys come to the class to talk to kids? You guys
Usually come
Yep, but what month?
Oh, we came in. We started in November.
Yes. Okay, well, right after December,
Mm-hmm.
after the winter break, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was a big change in behavior in all of my classes. It's just a hormonal thing.
Yeah.
Something happens. Winter
something
break.
over winter break.
Yes,
training.
Yeah.
and the classes have been quite difficult, especially for my first period class. This class, I have more leverage because it's a smaller group, and I haven't ready for much,
Okay.
so that kind of helps.
Yeah. It's a light at the end of the tunnel. But yeah, so I don't know. We both think you're a really great teacher.
All thanks, appreciate it.
We do appreciate everything you've done to help us.
Yeah.
You coming here, our kids need lots of help and more resources with it. And it seems that, they really like you guys, and they're happy to see you.
Good. We like you
It's always
too.
smiling, friendly. It's nice to see that.
So I don't know if you have any ideas or any ideas you want to brainstorm with us about the kids in our group or any.
Well, I think that
anything
you guys are
really.
right on target. I think they need to work more on their comprehension,
Yeah.
work on the strategies that develop that, and you guys are trying. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
And we will do the organic thing. We will also try to do the consultation next month,
Sure.
just to keep you posted on what we're doing and how the progress is going with these our groups.
Perfect.
Yeah, and we really want it to be just the groups, especially just like very data driven. So just whoever looks like they need more help. But obviously, it's helpful to have your input, like you mentioned about Gus. It might just be a bad day for him. He's actually a really good reader. So it's important for us to just
Of course,
check
of
in,
course.
run things by you.
Of course,
So.
sure.
Do you have any questions for us?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
You guys are doing great.
Thanks so
Good job.
much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, see you guys.
Okay.
So, we're done.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
That's a wrap.
All right.
Thanks so much.
And thank you for the cookies.
Oh, you're
Thank you.
welcome.